What's up? How you doing? Here we are. Beautiful night tonight. Cooler, but nice. Got some grapefruit. Love grapefruit. Look at that. Shake it up. Love grapefruit. Delicious. So tonight we're making chicken, rice, and a big salad. So I have the chicken in here. Very simple, on the grill, salt, pepper, oregano, garlic. Love this magazine. One of my favorite magazines of all time. When I was a kid, went to a school where they had this. And I got a little bit older and they still had it in the library, all the old issues, and I'd go through them. And then I got older and I'd still would buy it. And then my kids came around and I got it for them. I had a subscription for them and they would get it. So now I buy it. Look at that. I love these things where they have hidden items in the picture, and then you have to find them. Hidden words. Then you have some where you have two identical pictures next to each other, but there are slight variations, and you have to find them. So I'm a big fan of this. Highlights. So we begin. These are cutlets. Chicken is a little slippery. You need sandpaper on your fingertips to grab it. But it's okay. Now I have to wash my hands. I can't touch anything after. Very cold. Chilly. Just took them out of the fridge. I do sanitize these after, rubbing alcohol on a Bounty, and I rub them down. So we begin. Salt. Pepper, oregano, garlic. I don't know, let's see if we flip them in like that. Nice night though. Temperatures come down a bit. Not like it was last week. Last week was very hot and dry. Hot and dry. It's not dark yet, but it's getting there. Good night to be up on a mountain with some nice soup. And now we reverse the process, flip them. I'd like to go to Mongolia. I watch a lot of things on YouTube traveling, and Mongolia looks beautiful. Ethiopia, love to go to Ethiopia. Very kind people, the Ethiopians. Very kind. But my dream is to go somewhere that is not known to me. I mean, I would have heard of it, but like a surprise, like somebody takes me on a plane, blindfolded. I put the put more of this. And then we land in this area, maybe the Congo, maybe Libya, maybe the Ivory Coast, could be a mountain in Ethiopia, the Shaolin Temple, anywhere. But it's a surprise. I don't know about it, and you know, maybe they have earplugs on me or something. I can't hear the pilot. But that was, when I was a kid, that was my fantasy, to be taken by my parents somewhere exotic, you know, but far. That's the thing. It has to be far, and it can't be the plane just doing circles and landing the next state over. It has to be somewhere far, like 10,000 miles away. But you know, they give it away. You go to the airport and they'll say boarding for, you know, I don't know, Indonesia, and then you go, oh, that's where we're going. Spoils it for you. But my big dream is to go to a totally uninhabited island somewhere, and you know, even one of those planes that land on the water, drop me off, take off, then I have to trust you to come back. And you never know. They say, let them rot. But that would be awesome. Uninhabited island. It could be anywhere. Could be by Antarctica. Could be by the South Pacific. Somewhere. Or it could be like on the Andes Mountains, down Chile, somewhere down there, Argentina, beautiful, Bolivia, get a nice blanket. Or if somebody has a yacht, that would be cool too. Get on the yacht. But I'm not interested in the owner of the yacht hanging around. Leave me alone. I want by myself. Explore. And it has to be a decent sized island. I don't want it to be 3x3 and they leave me there and take off. It has to be a decent size, maybe like 10,000 acres, something like that. But so far, that has not happened. All right. Now, get that, good pieces. This is fresh. And I have some good sauce inside. I have spicy, I have sweet, you name it. All right. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna wash my hands. That way I can grab my beverage. And I will be back in a flash. All right, I am back. Washed my hands, dial. Got my beverage here, grapefruit juice, ruby red. I love grapefruit. Grapefruit, watermelon, peaches, but the good kind. Yeah, they have to be good. Plums, melons, honeydew, cantaloupe, pineapple, so many years ago, me and my wife were in the neighborhood of somebody we knew, family, and we noticed they were in the backyard, so we said I would drop by, say hello for a few. We're not going to stay long. I'm not going to mention names, who they are, but I will say that it was one of those situations, when somebody offers you something but they really don't offer it to you. They just want you to think they're offering it to you, right? So they were barbecuing in the back, and we happened to show up at that moment when they were barbecuing, and we're there like maybe 15 minutes, and then we said, okay, we're gonna leave now. And they were insisting we stay and eat with them. They were insisting, and I'm like, no, we're okay. And this happened a few times back and forth where, we'd say, okay, we're leaving, and they were insisting that we stay. So at some point it becomes ridiculous where if you keep saying, okay, I'm leaving, and they keep insisting, well, at some point you say, okay, I'll stay. So we said, okay, we'll stay. And they meant stay to eat with them, stay and eat some barbecued food. So I said, all right, we'll stay a little bit. 10 minutes go by, 20 minutes go by, 30 minutes go by. An hour goes by, no food, right? So here's what happened. They didn't have enough food for an additional couple of people, but in order for them to save face, they kept offering, stay, come on, let's eat, I got some food on the grill there, let's eat. But they didn't have enough. So I guess they were thinking in their heads, I'm going to ask him one more time and he'll say no, and then I'm not going to ask again. Well, it so happened that last time they asked me, I said, okay, you asked me like 4 or 5 times now, okay, we'll stay. And then we waited like an hour, there was nothing, and then I realized, okay, it wasn't that the food was still cooking, the food was like out, off the grill, on plates, and they weren't eating. So I go, I see what's going on here. They don't have enough food. They were just being polite. So at some point I said to my wife, I said, let's go. And they said it again, oh, well, let's see. And I want to tell them, if we were going to eat with you, the food would be right in front of us here right now, and we would be eating right now. And since the food is not here right now, these are just words. And I appreciate the words, but after a certain point, ask once. If they say no, and you don't have enough food, then don't ask again. Like I said, it gets ridiculous after a while. Tito Jackson passed away, died, I think heart attack. I never met him, but I did meet Jermaine Jackson. I met him many years ago, like maybe I don't know, 12 years ago, around there. I was in an office building and waiting for the elevator, and then from my left side I see somebody coming. I look over and it's him, Jermaine Jackson. Very nice guy, very polite. Got on the elevator, said hello to my daughter, talked to us a little bit there. Very nice guy. I love that song he had back in, what was it, 83, 84? Do What You Do. I think that's the title. That's a really good song. You can feel it inside. You feel the heartbreak. But yeah, got to meet him. He's the only Jackson I've met. And then when Michael Jackson died, we ended up going to Never Ever, what's that place called? Never Ever Ranch. After that Peter Pan thing, we went up there. Beautiful location. And because he had just died, it was packed. People all over the place. The media was there. So yeah, I was a fan of his music there. A lot of cool tunes, and not just Thriller. Okay, we know Thriller was awesome. A lot of good tunes there. The Girl Is Mine, Thriller. Funny thing about the song Thriller, my father would be every morning we'd leave the house at around like 7:50 to get to school. This is way back. And there was a radio station back then that was a talk radio station, but they would play songs every once in a while. And every morning at the same time, just before I get dropped off, Thriller would come on. And just as I was getting out, and I didn't, usually, not freshman year, but sophomore, junior, and senior year, I didn't get a ride to school. I would take the bus. But the first year I did get a ride for a while, and that song Thriller would come on. So I always remember that. And then was the other one there, The Girl Is Mine. I remember hearing that for the first time with Paul McCartney. Slow, cool tune, but he put a lot of effort in his craft. You got to respect that. He was a groundbreaking guy. He made the videos top notch. People would follow his stuff. Made that Thriller video. That was a cool video. It was like a short movie. So, Yeah, he had a little bit of strangeness going on in his life, but musically he was great. He was great. And then Prince, who I am a big fan of. Prince, big talent. Shame we lost both of them early, but yeah, Prince played like 300 instruments. Great guitar player. Great tunes. Purple Rain, man, it's an incredible song. When Doves Cry, but he had tons of great songs. Yeah, I would always look forward to the new stuff coming up by Prince, and of course Michael Jackson. It was a huge event. They would announce it over and over, Michael Jackson new album coming out, and then you'd see, you know, the album, and it was like a premiere of like the grand circus coming to town. Big elephants, big horses, the trains, all that. It was just a huge thing every time an album get released. U2 is like that, or it was like that. I thought the past few years they've kind of died out a bit, but I'm a big fan of U2. Favorite album, Achtung Baby. Joshua Tree is awesome, but that's close second. But to me, Achtung Baby speaks to me. It's a beautiful album, well crafted, well engineered, nice mix. You know, everything's mixed just right, and every song on there is awesome to me. So, Achtung Baby, when that came out, I could not get enough of it. I couldn't stop listening to it constantly, all the time, listening to that. So, and even now, occasionally I'll be in the motor car driving, and I'll tell my bride who's next to me, put on Achtung Baby. But I mean, I love all their stuff. You know, I love all their stuff. I love the Zooropa album. I mean, that's considered to be an alternative, you know, sounding album, but I love when that came out. I was down at Belmont Shore, and I bought a copy, and it was right after, like, you know, Achtung Baby. So, but it wasn't considered a main album. It was like they were still working on the new stuff, but this was like on break. They went on break and they released this Zooropa album, and I couldn't get enough of it. From the moment I heard it, I loved every song. Just really nice sounding tunes. And Numb, Get to Hear the Edge, Speak. But yeah, it was really good album. And I saw them live once. The bass was amazing. Bono was great. They were all great. The drummer, you know, Mullins, and was it Clayton, the other guy there? So Achtung Baby, though, that's when I saw them during that tour. And I think the entire album is basically about the divorce. So that album, when it came out, Aerosmith was working on Get a Grip, and they had recorded, I think, almost the whole thing. And then Achtung Baby comes out, and Steven Tyler, I don't want to call him Steve because it's Steven. The N is there. You got to call people by the name they want to be called by. Otherwise, you're being an ass, right? So when Aerosmith heard what U2 did, the, you know, great writing, great music, all that, they scrapped all the stuff they recorded and started from scratch again. Get a Grip. Yeah, even that album, I remember waiting for it. You know, they had just had a big album. They had a layoff for a while there. They were kind of doing their own thing, relaxing. And then there were rumors, something coming, and Get a Grip. Right? So it was called Get a Grip or Pump. Get a Grip. The one with the cow, that one. And so that came out, and what was the song there? There's Something Wrong with the World Today, that song. What's it called there? Living on the Edge. Living on the Edge. Cool little tune. Good guitar, you know. But I mean, I like the entire album. At the time, I was working at a place where there were these brothers who were huge Aerosmith fans, like crazy Aerosmith fans. They were a few years older than me, probably like maybe 7 or 8 years older than me, and every time they would come in, they would like tell me all this information. There was no internet back then, so they were always giving me updates, and then we were talking about other albums and other musicians and all that, and you know, it was very very good conversation. So anyway, I gotta cook this stuff, otherwise no one's gonna eat. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here, and I'm going to grill the chicken, and then I gotta make a salad too. So while it's grilling, I'll be making a salad. That's it for now. Ciao.